Alex Answer here. It is June 19th, 2017. What I'm going to do for you here is blast through a brief series of human psychology videos. My opinion, my take, human psychology today. You get one take when you read the textbooks, you get another updated take when you live through the modern reality with your eyes wide open. So I'm going to continue on with this series. Recording in a slightly lower def setting so I can upload the videos in a timely manner. And if you appreciate all this free content that I'm putting out on YouTube, and I have a lot of ideas and I'm thinking about doing more videos, please consider becoming a supporter at outsofthebox.vhx.tv or just simply via PayPal. I always appreciate those at Patreon, and that is very much encouraged as I go more independent from YouTube as far as needing their money to keep going because things are really bad. So let's talk about this. It was only not too long ago they're talking about the rape hysteria with college students and the whole, man spreading and the whole fear campaign, which was used really to expand the gender divide. But there is an aspect of rape culture that I'm disturbed by. Rape fantasy culture. People literally on social media and on comment sections, on blogs, articles, YouTube videos, you name it, when there's a criminal who did something really screwed up. Let's talk about Jeremy Christian. So, three men came to the aid of two minority women, one Muslim, one black. He slit their throats, one survived, right? There are people calling for his rape. People like to get real graphic with it. Like, they've given this some thought. Yeah, big black penises, right? In a prison, and you'll see this. Just look up a crime somewhere. Oh, some woman like ate her child. Ooh, I bet she's gonna. And the sad thing is, a lot of those prison guards have gone over to the Middle East and some horrific things. So there's a lot of horrible things that happen in prison, whether it's a prison guard, whether it's a warden, someone making a decision, or those horrible things that happen regarding rape, or the fact that because things are dangerous and people have their racial beefs, that people separate. So people literally are pressured to become Nazis so they don't get their ass kicked or their ass raped by blacks in prison. So how about let's talk about prison culture, or just how about the prison mind culture? Because socially we're in a prison. You know, I feel safe where I am in this part of America on only 1 acre, but it feels like a natural prison at times. Like I'm not in a bunker, right? But I'm away from the madness as I watch the madness from a distance, a safe distance, an isolated distance, then I remind myself that it's a safe distance. So I think about the future of America and my warnings, right? I think about the idea of revenge rape and how it's become socially acceptable for Americans to publish their rape fantasies. We actually don't have rape on the books as a punishment in the United States, right? But we have people by the millions that will share detailed rape fantasies. Right. So if they had it their way, there would be basically public rape where they have it all detailed, they have it all thought out. Right. You just the gruesome details, and then you wonder what is wrong with these individuals. Some say an eye for an eye. Some say that makes the whole world blind. Sometimes an eye for an eye isn't the solution because you really are dealing with a basket case, or the way I look at a lot of these situations, Jeremy Christian, others, it's like they're possessed by something even more evil. Sure, they need to be segregated from society, but see, there's reasons why we don't have things like that on the books. Rape on the books as a official punishment. Then how does that make someone any different than ISIS or radical jihadi if they're promoting rape? Talk about the Taliban and public executions. Well, I'll remind you, the Taliban got a lot of money from their from their Western counterparts. Pakistan's ISI, right? The CIA is the Western counterpart to Pakistan's intelligence. And they gave Muhammad Atta $250,000, and they've been funding groups like the Taliban and so on and so forth. All of this is really, really relevant especially when people show callousness to innocent people in the Middle East or others. They say an eye for an eye when people end up drone attacked, or their building that they were living in goes up in smoke, or someone is murdered in a community. They cheer that on with some sort of sick fascination. So there's different elements to this, right? And the whole rape culture aspect that I'm bringing up is just one, right? But it's a serious one where people wish harm on other people, and they don't realize that that's not going to fix the problem or get the nature of the evil. So when we look at the future of America and the potential for human trafficking to be a more in our face threat at some point in the future, there's going to be other people with that same mentality. Well, Americans allowed the whole world to go up in flames, right? Shouldn't they be punished for their crimes? You look at the women of Nazi Germany; they were raped by the Russians. You look at what the Japanese did to the Chinese, and there are books written about the rape of Nanking, or you go Wikipedia it. You can read it. You can look at the people that are being abused today, people that are associated with terrorism and threats to the world. These people in Afghanistan, Iraq, they must be destroyed. I see these people on Facebook and social media. It's like they're inviting evil into their backyards by saying such things. They don't know this. And they may even think that they're Christians. That's the scary thing. They may think they're Christians, but they have a medieval complex. And that's the other thing that I and others are noticing. It's like this return of the medieval attitudes and the witch hunts and people seemingly unaware that their consequences are going to come back and haunt them. And so, there's just a lot of incredible denial regarding all of this. People shouldn't be wishing rape upon others. When I see a woman wishing rape upon a man or a woman, it's like, is she really in her natural state of femininity? Or has this world turned her into like some sort of a she monster that's, physically female, has a vagina, but literally the inner nature just replaced with some sort of beast nature. I ponder that often when I think about this country has a lot of protests and a lot of angry people. Not a lot of anger about the people being raped overseas. Is that because of this rape culture? This rape them, screw them in the prison. People are so used to being screwed themselves that they don't really have any feelings for others. Could that really be why we're not seeing the protests? But yeah, those are my thoughts on some of the real sick rape culture that we're dealing with now in our nation, and how in 10 years they can come back like a dangerous boomerang with razor blades if our country's ever occupied, like some of us um, are concerned that that is the end game scenario.